Good morning, family and friends, and as always, my beloved veterans, it's Emilio Roman coming at you live from the world iconic Atlantic City Boardwalk, and the temperature is at the freezing point. And I'm joined by my lovely spirited co-host Umara.
Lodi, good morning.
Good morning, all the way from Canada. What's the temperature there?
Woo! I didn't check. I'm scared to check the temperature. I'm going to do it before my run.
All right, all right. God bless you. I know you had snow on the ground last week. Was there
Yes,
snow?
it did. Yeah, but it all melted. Yesterday, I went out. I made a video. It was nice and shiny and beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I noticed that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you do these videos, and do you have like a webcam attached to your bicycle? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I use GoPro. I use GoPro. Yeah, and there's a system there that you can do the time lapse automatically. And
Yeah.
I love recording because it's a memory for me as well. I usually go for cycling with my kids or myself. I was thinking of actually attaching the GoPro with myself when I'm running next time because it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. You're gonna have to um, bring me up to speed on how I can use that because there's a lot of projects that I'm gonna be doing on the beach and stuff. So we'll definitely have that conversation since
Absolutely.
you're already a pro at it, a
Absolutely.
GoPro at it. So
GoPro, exactly. And you can actually go live. I never tried it before because you need to have a stronger network, which I don't have yet.
oh, is
But
that right?
yeah, you can go live while you're on the go.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, we're definitely gonna have those conversations. And my God, thank you for that. And I want to talk about our guests. Tell me about our guests, because anyway, she's just an outstanding person. But go ahead.
She is. And when she enters the room, I would request us to go and do the breath work, or if you want to do it before, it's up to
Oh,
you.
you know what? You know what? I believe, yeah. Let's all do it together. Let's all do it together. Do you have some highlights on her? Do you have?
Yes, I do. So Dela Fotoohi is she does her own talk show host. She's a talk show host, and it's called Dela's Voice. And she's an award-winning, international best-selling author, speaker, and coach. Della is living her passion of impacting the world with information, inspiration, and motivation for change to achieve wellness, recovery, and hope using her voice as a tool to shine light on superheroes. Her motto is "Be the light to shine the path for others." How beautiful is that?
Wow, wow. Thank you. And I like to add, thank you for that great introduction. I like to add that she's also my social media coach. So I got to meet her through Robert J. Moore, who you know is the publisher of the book with the Guinness World Record that we all came came out of that. Much more enlightened, much more brandable, if you will. That was outstanding. And so Della is also involved with other projects out there. And I was following her, secretly following her. I'm like, wow, she does her show also in Lebanese. I want to make sure I'm not misspeaking, but she has her show in that language. She has it in English. She's definitely an influencer. And this is why I put that on the title. You may not see this on the feed, but like, what does it take to become an influencer nowadays? And so I want her to talk about that because she's definitely doing it. She's connecting with the right people, and she knows how to get there from the comfort of her own home. And so, the times have changed, right? So
Exactly.
she has a program. If you notice the scroll, I say, let's welcome Della from Canada and to check out her show, Della's Voice. And so I'm so looking forward to. So drum roll, please, as we bring her on. And the lady of the hour, welcome.
Well, good morning to both of you, Emilio and Umar. Thank you so much for having me here. My gosh, Emilio, I'm looking at you. I'm like, I'm so jealous. I wish I had your determination to go out there every morning. Just waking up this early to be doing this every single day. My hat's off to both of you. So thank you so much. But it's great to start the morning like this. It's fantastic. You're doing a great job. Thank you to both of you. And Daniela, I'm sure she's in the background doing something.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you for being that inspiration. And I love working with you. In the short time that we've been working together, you really have helped me see what it really takes to continue to move in this space of being an influencer, you know, and it's like, because I want to influence people to take charge of their health, you know, and I always talk about the outdoors, and like there's just no better way, and I know that your background is so diverse with your culture. And first time I saw a picture of you, I saw a picture of you with your leg up and you were holding a posh. I was like, whoa, what you doing, karate? What was that picture?
So I that's funny. So one of my passions is to help people live better lives. So obviously being physically active is one of the ways we can do that. So years ago I started taking kickboxing because it was just fun. And then slowly I became an instructor. And so I was doing it for as a volunteer work. It was community service for me, not because I had to.
You were mandated by the state.
I better be more clear on that. So just a way to give back, right? And so I was doing it at a dojo here in town, and Brad Jones Karate. And after COVID, everything shut down, and there were all these people that didn't know what to do now. And so I started teaching the classes on Zoom from home.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so we've been doing them 3 times a week ever since March, and nonstop. Like I've had to maybe like cancel a couple of times because of work and stuff, but it's so great, because you get people involved. Now they have their families involved, husband and wives. They bring their niece or, kids. And so it's a great way to get fit all together.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is awesome. Umaira, I know Umaira. She's also a fitness aficionado. She's got her own programs and training. What do you got to say? Because I know you ladies should be connecting already.
Yes.
Oh my God. First of all, Dela, thank you so much for being here. I'm so honored. And thank you so much for the acknowledgement when you started the program. Thank you for that. I have seen several of your interviews, and I'm going to come back to you later with the people that you've interviewed in your life, because you've interviewed and been on the stage and, did your show with several very well-known personalities. But count me in for being your student for the online student part, because I was really interested in that. And my business partner, we were actually programming to generate programs in martial arts for couples and how it can bring couples together. And for corporates as well, because it can enhance your sales too. So that is fantastic what you're doing.
Thank you. It's awesome, because I feel like, and I always say that to the people who are working out together, I go, couples that work out together, they stay together, because it's, there's a certain energy when they work out together, and you can see it. They're having fun, and they are accountable to each other. So it's a great way to do it. I wish more people did it. So if you come up with ideas, Umaira, let's work on this. Let's get couples involved together.
Absolutely. And do post your information in the comments below later.
Sure.
How people can join you with your online classes. Yeah. I'm going to acknowledge a few people online, and then we're going to do a little bit of meditation, center ourselves with the breath work.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, Daniela. You're backstage always.
Hi, Daniela.
Mandy is joined, and she's sending blessings. Thank you, Mandy. Marianne.
Hi, Mandy.
Marianne is there. She's
saying, hi,
Marianne.
You all look so great. Thank you, Marianne. And
I wake up like this.
And then there's Carmen back there. Hello, Carmen.
Carmen, is that Carmen from Carmen, what's her last name?
Vargas.
That's my cousin from Massachusetts. Say hi to Carmen.
Hi, Carmen.
Yes,
thank you so much, everyone, for joining this early. Really, really blessed. So, Amelia, would you like to take us in the breathwork
Sure.
today?
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. If you have the opportunity, please extend your arms. If you're sitting down, you can go ahead and take your palms facing down. If you want to get grounded, if you want to receive, place your palms facing up. I want you to go ahead and take the deepest, fullest breath you've taken all morning. Ready? Hold it for a few. Thank you for that, for allowing me to do that. It only takes one breath to come back to center. One full deep breath. Thank you, Umara. Thank you, Dela. And let's continue with this because I am super stoked. Dela, what is going on? What's the greatest thing or something that you're looking forward to doing
Oh
in the
my
upcoming days?
God. That's crazy.
You were on this weekend with us.
Well, okay, so I know that you're so hyped right now because you just came out of this like weekend of so I know that unfortunately I wasn't there, and so I know that I missed out on a lot. It's just not the same on Zoom, but you know what? I'm going to be there in March, so there you
That's
go.
right.
I know.
Amen.
But you know what, Amelia, so much has happened in just the past year for me. Dela's Voice just turned 1 in October. I mean,
Congratulations.
I'm looking back at just about a year ago, and I could have never, ever, ever, ever dreamed that I would be here today. And so, you know how they say you overestimate what can happen in 1 year and underestimate what can happen in 5 years? Well, I tell you, I could not have estimated this much action in my life in the past year. And maybe a lot of it has to do with COVID, because something happened, and I mean, we just shifted and we pivoted and we had to do things different way. But I'm so grateful, like, for everything that has happened. You're calling me an influencer? Are you kidding me?
It's the truth, right? You got to own it.
Well, I mean, I guess it is, but I could have never imagined this to happen to me like this. So thank you so much for that. But I'm so grateful, so grateful because of everything that's happened, but because of the people that have come into my path. I think that's the best thing ever, because I'm getting to play with people who are on the same wavelength as me, who think the same way, who put out the same vibration as me, who talk the same talk of positivity and energy and hope and inspiration and motivation. I mean, that's the kind of life I wanted to have, right? So I'm so grateful.
Thank you for that. And I wanted to, you said something that really struck me because something that I had to reframe in terms of my mind of, like, instead of calling it work, instead of calling it a career, whatever, I just called it playing with energy. And that's what I do. Like right now, I'm going out. Oh, I don't have to get on the show. I don't even a show. I want to go play with my friends. And I tell people all my friends on Facebook are real. I'm out here playing in the sand. I mean, this is what I'm doing. And when I can do that, my vibration, I feel it instantly. And if anybody of you know that water, the healing of the properties and the makeup of water, our bodies are made up of water. So it doesn't matter what time of year. Anytime you are around this type of a salt environment and moist, it's healthy for you. That's why, have we heard of anything called a salt lamp? You heard of salt lamps?
Yes.
Right? Especially with all this technology, with EMF, with the phones. So I always want to place myself in a playful environment, and we're all just playing along with me, and that's the way I see it, and that's what allows me to show up early. That's what allows me to connect and get past the fear, because I get fear that is so paralyzing at times, and I have to just make that shift and go, wow. So I thank you for that message, and yes, you are an influencer, because there you are in Canada, you've helping me get clear and showing me the media stuff, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. She took me last week through a program because I've hired her, and so if anyone out there is stuck and wants to learn the basics, the fundamentals, how to get started, just reach out to Dela. Reach out.
Thank you. I gotta say, I'm not I'm not kidding here. I'm really, really good at this, and I can help you get started.
Amen.
Because I truly believe that regardless of what it is you're doing nowadays in this era that we live in, whatever, if you're just starting out or you have already an existing business, getting yourself out there with your own voice and speaking to your audience is the best way to reach more people faster than ever. And so, and you know, you can get known, you become your own message, and people get to trust you. They get to have a connection with you, and of course they want to work with you. So I totally think that every single person can be their own podcaster of their own voice.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
And,
contact me.
thank
Omar, it
you
would
so
be great
much.
working with you.
Yeah, this is great. I want to I should have put it up, but go ahead, give your contact information. I want people to have it.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's Dela's Voice. You can find me on Dela's Voice on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, YouTube. All my interviews are there. But you can also email me at info@delasvoice.com. No
All right.
apostrophe there, right, in the email.
That's awesome, man. And you got Daniela here talking about your kickboxing. You got her all fired up. She wants to start kicking
So
around.
I wanna say this, kickboxing. Okay, it's not martial arts kickboxing, although I look pretty badass in, you know, doing it. But it's fitness kickboxing, and you work up a sweat. It's really great. I'll be happy to share that Zoom link with you, Daniela,
Awesome.
and you too, Omara.
There you go. You got a whole tribe already. See, this is what I'm saying
Yeah.
to you about influencer. You are an influencer. You got my right. Hey, little dog. He's so cute. I was like, who's tugging at me? Hey, good morning.
Oh, cute.
I was wondering who was tugging at me on the beach. He was jumping on my leg. I'm like, anything can happen on Facebook Live.
Yeah, there you go. My dog is sitting here by my side too. He's always here.
Aww. I want to acknowledge some comments here. So Daniela says, Dela Fotoohi. Do I pronounce your last name correct?
Perfectly. It's Fotoohi, and it's Iranian, Emilio, not Lebanese.
You know what? I stand corrected. Thank you for correcting me.
It's okay.
Thank you.
So Daniela says Dela is a blessing to Emilio and I. Neither of us are tech savvies, so she came into our lives for a reason. I love her soft voice and teacher-like tone. You are a beautiful soul.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you so much for joining Austin again this morning after leading 3 days of such an intensive course. Thank you. And he says, Dela is equal to heart-centered, mindful interviewer, changing the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's a lot of group hugs going on for all of us. So thank you for that. And you mentioned, Dela, that you couldn't imagine. I want you to think for a second there. You must have imagined it at some point in the past. You must have imagined it, and you created it. You let out the vibrations, and you attracted all of that. And my question is, what are you looking forward to create in the next 20 years? Did you think about it?
Oh my gosh. So when going back now, like about 30 years ago. Oh shoot, I'm aging myself. Like, forget that number. Just like a few years ago. I know. So I was recruited into Amway. Do you know Amway, Emilio?
Yes.
Okay. So we used to go on these like trips. And so we'd be in these big, huge rooms, conference rooms. And there'd be like speakers up there just motivating the crowd and like inspiring everybody, and we're all in the crowd and everybody's jumping up and down and dancing. We've been up like on our feet for like 10 hours and we're still like going, and I'm looking at the crowd, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing power. But I wanted to be up there on that stage, and I wanted that power. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be the one who inspired people, who made them feel like there was nothing they couldn't do, who helped them so much to get over their roadblocks and their limitations that they'd be like, I can't wait to get out of this room.
I love that.
And so that's what I wanted to do. That's always been what I wanted to do. I mean, back in October, I was able to be a part of a grand thing. It was called Turning Point 2020. It was a conference, world conference put on by World Organization of Natural Medicine. And I was on there 3 times speaking to over 2 million people globally. And even though I couldn't see who was watching me, I could feel that my story was getting out there, and it was inspiring people, and it was helping people to see that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So that was awesome. But I still want to go on that stage and speak to big crowd. So that's what I envision. I envision talking to Oprah Winfrey. That's
Amen.
like I've dreamed that so many times. I've envisioned sitting across from my brother who's living with schizophrenia, having a conversation with him. I envision him being well so that he can tell his story to the world. Those are the things I envision. And I hope it takes less time than 20 years.
I love that. I love that.
Absolutely. That is a beautiful way to create it. And once you get it and you are talking to Oprah Winfrey, don't forget that I asked you this question.
I got you.
I love it. I love it. We got any comments? Because I know we've got to have some comments.
Absolutely. We're exploding here with comments. So Daniela is asking a question. Were you born in Iran? And if so, when did you come here and were there any challenges?
Yes. So I was born and raised in Iran. So when I was 13, that's when I left Iran, and there was a war going on back then. And my mom at the time was 40. And so she decided to take me and my brother, who's 6 years younger than me, and kind of escape. So she had 2 suitcases and her 2 kids and no money. So she left. Well, we put everything we had and bought tickets to go to France because my aunt lived in France. So we moved to France and we stayed with her for a while. We never went back to Iran. That was the last time I ever saw Iran. We stayed in France for a couple of years, and Mom decided that's not the place for us to spend the rest of our lives. So she picked up again her 2 kids, again 2 suitcases. We paid a smuggler back then $10,000, 10,000 US dollars. We're going back 30 years now. And so this guy made us a couple of fake passports.
Wow.
And had us flown into Canada. And so
Sounds like a book. It's like a movie.
I always say, okay, so I'm sure there's like a statute of limitation or something that has run out on this, right? Because we're going back 30 years ago, and they cannot kick us out of this country.
I was going to say, I was like, it's already out there now. Thanks a lot, Daniela.
Kick out an influencer. No way.
But so that was 30 years ago. So we came through the border into Canada, and yeah, we've made this home ever since. There's been so many challenges with immigration, and every single immigrant will tell you that there are challenges, because one thing that we forget is this. Imagine I was 13 when I left Iran. I left everything behind. People that loved me, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, my schools, the streets I knew, the language I spoke, the culture that was embedded in me. And I left all of that. And I came into a country. So I went to France first. And that was like a big shock, because now it's like I go from a Middle Eastern strict Muslim country into all of a sudden a free society. And it was like, what? This is crazy. So that was a big shock for me. But I think the biggest thing was not having that love, that support, that familiarity and the comfortable position of being home. So that was missing. And I think that had a lot to do with my mental health. And that had a lot to do certainly with the mental health of my brother. And so again, 2.5 years later, we move again into a new country, again, new friends, new environment, new school, new language, new culture, new everything. And so I think this is something we don't talk about, and we should be talking about that. When we talk about immigration, this is one of those things that needs to be addressed, because our mental health gets affected, especially when you're younger and you're impressionable, and you need that belonging. And that, for me, that was a big deal, because for a long time, I really, really, really wanted to belong, and it was hard. I had to work harder than everybody else. And the way I thought I belonged was getting that attention and getting the validation, right? So, well, maybe that's why I'm here.
Wow.
Things happen for a reason.
You
But
know,
anyway, so that's a little bit of the journey.
let me share this. Thank you, first of all, for sharing that. I thought when Daniela first asked the question, I don't know if you saw my eyes roll back. I was like, oh my God, this is like really personal. And then as I let what showed up, I trust what shows up, you went in and you didn't just give a snippet. I mean, you really gave a real heartfelt, like the real deal. So I want to honor you for that. I want to thank Daniela um, for asking the question. And I know there's got to be something that's pressing in Umara.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for being so authentic and so open and genuine and still sharing your story, because genuinity is something that attracts, because it's pure. So thank you so much for that. Daniela is saying, Evie is saying, oh my God, Daniela, great question. So
Yeah.
yeah, from your question, right? And oh my goodness, Dela, what a backstory. And your mom's strong, courageous, and the immense love she had for her children to have more. Not all was smooth, obviously, especially how it affects children's mental health. So thank you so much for that compliment, Evie.
Thank you.
Austin is saying Della was interviewed on Flashpoint 2. It will air this Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely watch that.
All right.
And there was another comment that I wanted to acknowledge here. Yeah, well, Daniel is saying this is an amazing story. I always love to hear how people from other countries come to the U.S. or Canada. Thank you for sharing that, Della. Absolutely
You're
powerful, powerful story, and I can so much relate to you, Della. We're definitely gonna connect off stage. So beautiful story. I'm still like a little shook.
Yeah.
Daniela is saying that's what interviews are for, Amelia. You're asking these kinds of questions. At least I'm not like Barbara Walters. I think
Right. The wife is putting me on blast now, right? She's telling
But
me.
I agree. You need to, like, these are the questions, and you know what? I don't mind talking. I've talked about this a lot,
That's
so I
good. You
don't
like
mind
me.
talking about it. It still brings tears to my eyes, because it's such a big important part of my life. And so, and when you talk about my mom's strength, yes, like, she was a woman with big balls,
Yeah.
if I may say that,
I'm a
right?
strong woman.
My mom is a strong woman. God bless her. God bless her. Every morning, I wake up, I open my eyes. The first thing I say, I love my life. That's something I've recently learned to say, but it's so true. I love my life. I love waking up in this beautiful country, and I kiss the shoulder of my mom for carrying those big suitcases. Like, she was amazing for doing that, right? It took a lot of sacrifice.
absolutely. Matt is saying Della has grabbed my attention. Austin J. Haynes, bring her to Australia.
There you go. Look, we're making connections right here.
Oh my gosh, see, this is amazing. You're talking about influencing, and I want to say this because every single person is an influencer. Now, we influence people with the words that come out of our mouth, with our thoughts. with the energy we put out in this world, with the words we write down on, on social media. We're always influencing someone, whether that someone is your immediate family, your family unit, or the world, like celebrities, like Oprah Winfrey. We all have that power of influencing. I think it's really important not to take that for granted, right? And when we have a platform like this at our disposal, where we definitely cannot take it for granted, because when you show up on camera, the way you show up on camera cannot be different from the way you show up in your own life. That's where people make mistakes. If you're here, be the same as you always are. There's people who love you for who you are. You don't have to put on a face. You don't have to pretend. Well, wear makeup, because without makeup, nobody wants to look at me. And I'm just saying.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, because I want to share that with you, because for me, for many years, speaking of Dela's voice, right? I like that you communicated that, because it was only probably the last 5 to 6 years where I kind of adopted that philosophy, because I was trying to be all things to all people, yet I have my own nature. We all have our own essence, and so I was hiding behind my spirituality, like now I'm open about it every day, all day. This is who I am. And so it really took for me to be true. And I tell people, whether you see me at an airport, whether you see me in Canada, and if you notice, since I started this show, the majority of my interviews come from Canada. I built a great relationship with a lot of Canadians. I sponsored shows in Canada, Daniela and I collectively, and we're going off to Costa Rica. And so everyone knows, like, spiritual fitness, I'm very committed to my belief in terms of my faith and how I communicate that. And before, I was kind of, like, I'll drop the F-bomb, I'll say this or that. I tell people I'm not the poster child for spirituality. So don't, I'm not that. I'm Emilio Roman, and it's only when I stepped into my own voice, who I am, that I can be the same person, because it takes a lot of work. It took a lot of work for me to try to wear this hat one day and be that person. I couldn't remember who the hell I was, because I was trying to be one way with Dela, one way with Umara, and another person with my wife. And today, I've learned that how we do one thing is how we do everything. So I thank you for that.
Absolutely. That has an effect on the people around you, the people who are really close to you. And so if my husband notices that I'm one way on camera and one way with a different way with him, what is he gonna think of me? And so that's, is he gonna really be influenced by me? Is he really gonna take what I say? I come on camera and talk about inspiration and motivation and wellness and recovery and hope and all these fantastic things. And if when I shut the camera down, I start yelling and I start, complaining about life and nagging and being negative. What does that mean for someone who maybe who's not interested in this realm, is not going to be drawn to this, because they're always going to think it's I'm coming from a hypocrite place, and so a double standard, which is not attractive at all. So I think being authentic doesn't matter. We are not perfect. I don't think anyone is perfect. There's no such thing, but authenticity is the most beautiful characteristic in a person, and that's something that we can all do. We can learn to do it. It just takes practice.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. And I know that this weekend we talked about a lot of things, and I believe we're not to be contrarian, but we're today we learned this weekend and continue to learn. We are perfectly created, right? We
yeah,
are,
James McNeil's words.
Yeah, there you go, right?
Yes.
So we're perfectly created.
Yes.
And so, with me, I like to add that I tell people, I said, we're not broken. We don't need to be fixed. We're just off-centered. And that's what we teach at the Academy. That's what I bring people on to talk about, like, your stories. And as far as you want to, like, you went deep into it, and I love that. But we always talk about the 3 pillars. That's gratitude, forgiveness, and service. for me, this is one way to give back. I love the fact that you're here in Canada. I'm here in the U.S. and we got our brother that we just met him from Australia. Who is that? Mark? What's his name? From Canada.
Matt
From Matt.
from
We met
From
Matt
Australia.
from Australia. This is how you like no
Friend
one's.
me, please.
Yes. So, and I believe he's got his own show there. He's got his own podcast. So you all want to connect because we're all in this journey that we call life together, we're not going to get out of it alive. None of us is going to get out of this alive.
No.
You know, we're just going to transcend to wherever that place is for each other. So I just absolutely love this interaction. This has been wonderful. I'm trying to figure. Can we go for another 4 or 5 minutes with you, Dela?
I'm
okay?
totally fine. I can be
Okay.
here all day.
Yeah. And I'm freezing my butt off.
I'm not cold. You are.
So great. So Umara, you can lead us in for the next few minutes. But before we do that, how can people get a hold of you, Dela, again?
So the best way to get a hold of me is on social media. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. But you can also email me at info@delasvoice.com. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. And Umara,
back.
where do you want to take us in? What direction? You want to honor some comments?
Yes, first I want to honor some comments. Also said, that's a book, Kissing My Mom's Shoulder, my story from bondage to freedom because of my mom's determination for a better life.
Oh, wow.
And Daniela says, yes, be true to yourself. That's how I live my life. What you see inside is who you will see outside. No smoking, no smoke and mirrors.
And no smoking. It's not good for you.
Smoking as well, yeah. I recently quit too, so
Yeah, I did that for a long time. Actually, yeah, it was a long time. Yeah, no, not going back there.
And Mandy says the universe is calling for each of us to step into our voice, our own power for the good of all. Daniela again says, my father always taught us, be content with who you are. Don't ever try to be someone who you're not. God made us perfect. Unfortunately, we keep trying to change that. Big bear wisdom. God puts us together and we keep us apart. So beautiful, Daniela. Thank you for sharing that. And I wanted to acknowledge Ivy, and she said, I love hearing people their stories who come to Canada or you states, right? And I really acknowledge you for sharing yours because I think it's the troubles and the lack that make us stronger, the imperfections that make us more beautiful. And for immigrants, being one myself, I feel as immigrants, when we step in the land of freedom, we try to grab every opportunity that we get, and that's what people probably forget, where they get into more of a comfortable zone and they forget to grab opportunity because opportunities are everywhere you look, online, in person, when you meet a new person. So thank you for sharing that. My next question from you will be, so you mentioned that your dream collaboration is with Oprah Winfrey. So I wanted to know, what exactly does a dream collaboration looks like to you, and what are the current projects that you're involved with right now?
So I'm involved in a lot of projects. I actually get asked quite often to be on summits. So this is like brand new to me. I'm like, who wants to hear from you? It's like, right? It's like when I wrote my book, it was in the works for such a long time, and I had started so many different versions, and it was always like, oh, Dela, who wants to read your story, right? Your story is not special. No one wants to read your story. I finally wrote the book, and I'm so happy I did that. And I want to tell this to every single person who's listening to this, and maybe in the back of their mind, they're thinking, I have a story. I want to tell it, but I'm not sure if anyone's interested to read it. Your story is unique to you. No one ever will have your story, and no one will ever tell it the way you will. And people need to hear that. There's going to be people who will read your story and they will resonate with the parts of it, and they're gonna come back to you and say, oh my God, I got so inspired by reading this part of your book. You helped me so much because you shared this part of your life. We all have our voice, our story, which is our unique superpower. And if we don't share it with the world, what good is that superpower? It's like a superhero who hides in their home and they don't, right? Superman wouldn't be Superman if he hid in his closet. But what I'm saying is, I believe in superheroes, by the way. So I believe
We all do. We all do.
we need to put out our superpowers because people need them. And so that's the way we help each other. That's the way we help humanity. So to continue on your question, Umara, sorry, I keep going here, but so that's it. I'm doing 9 more books with Robert J. Moore. I'm co-authoring, and that's another great way. And I know, Emilio, you do that too. You help people get over that I can't write a book, because writing a chapter in a book is really not that hard. Okay. So do that, start there. And so I'm doing that. So it's 9 more books. And then I'm doing, like, I have like a couple of summits this month. And one, yeah, and I'm going to be on Emilio's summit speaking. I know.
What's that date? What's that date? Do you know?
December
Date?
20th.
Yes.
And so in January, I'm with my girlfriend, Marianne, who you've interviewed last week. We have a summit for all, like it's an all women summit. It's a women's empowerment summit. And I'm looking forward to that. And so, yeah, they're coming, you know, it's
Yeah.
not like
Plug that. If you don't mind, just go ahead and plug it. Go ahead and give those dates. It's okay.
so it's January 16th.
Yep.
And we have, we are going to put out the poster. So if, you know, we'll make sure that we blast it out to you, Emilio, so you
Share it.
can get it out
Share
there
it.
for us.
That's what we're here for.
So, yeah, so, you know, lots of work, but you know, this is it. This is what I want to say. For a long time in my life, I had, oh, if only I do that, then I'll be happy. This is, I think, one of the biggest mindset changes for me is, as opposed to now, I'm getting more into, I'm living my life passions. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter when that thing happens, you know, that's sitting across from Oprah. I know it's coming. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. But because I'm living my passions, it's like I'm successful.
Yeah.
Right? So what does success mean to you, Emilio? And then Umara,
Sure.
if we have
Sure.
time.
Sure. No, thank you for the question. The best definition I've ever heard of success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That's the best definition I've ever heard, because what it means is that success is not a one size fits all. You know, so when Earl Nightingale said that, he said, well, for example, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If you growing up, you wanted to be a school teacher, and today you're a school teacher, you're successful. If you wanted to be a gas station attendant and you are a gas station attendant, you're successful. So success, again, it's a relative term. It's individual. What we teach at the academy is this, that no matter what your outcome is, like what career, what financial, the core, we teach 3 core skills in order to be successful in your personal, professional life. We believe that without these 3 tenets, and I'm glad you asked this question, without gratitude, for all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, without understanding the power of forgiveness, and without having something that's greater than you, service, you're not going to have fulfillment. Because here's the last thing I'll say about success, and it's a quote from Anthony Robbins: success without fulfillment is failure. So great question.
What about you, Amara?
I absolutely agree with what Amelia said, and just not adding, but just acknowledging it in different words, I would say, is that we all create a vision. And sometimes we're in that vision and we don't realize that we've accomplished it. because we don't look around and we don't stop to acknowledge it.
Yes.
Because success lies minute by minute. You have created that dream, like you mentioned earlier, you couldn't have imagined, but you got it one way or the other. And to acknowledge it, being present in that moment is successful, whether it's in any area of your life, relationship, financially. Yesterday, I was on a call with my brother, and we were on a video call, and he said, "Well, your partner looks like something out of a magazine cover." And I was like, "Oh my God, I never realized it." I'm always looking for a bigger place to live, bigger things, and I just never realized it. So success is being in the moment and acknowledging it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you both for those. Amazing.
And thank you. No, thank you for the question. We love having you. And one more time, tell people how they can get a hold of Dela. When is your show, Dela's Voice? Like,
Oh,
because you
okay.
have it in 2 versions.
So thank you so much. Yeah, so I better talk about the different shows since I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm plugging myself here.
Yeah, you're good.
Shameless. Okay, so I've got Della's Voice, and Della's Voice is usually a couple of times a week, but the one that's always happening is on Sundays at noon Eastern Standard Time. So that's my live Sunday show. And so I'm always bringing someone who has a story. Like yesterday, I had Jill Brown. I'm going to get you in touch with Jill because she needs to be on your show.
Okay, amen. Yeah, we'll welcome.
Yes.
If she's referred to by you, I'm sure she's good to go.
Oh, she's got a great story. And so yeah, so that's what on Sundays, and I always have extras during the week. Like this month is December is a goal setting month, and so I have experts that can help people talk about goals and looking at goals for 2021. And then I have my Iranian show every single Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And so apart from that, I host the Magnetic Entrepreneur for Robert J. Moore, and that's for entrepreneurs. And so that's on a weekly basis. And then I do another show with 2 ladies, and it's called The Butterfly Effect. And so it's once a month. It's every third Thursday of the month. And so The Butterfly Effect is about just our everyday struggles. We bring a topic like fear or faith, and we discuss it, and we look at both sides, and we bring in comments from the audience. So that's a really cool panel. And then recently I've added a 5th show, and this one is called The Book Reveal with Dela. And The Book Reveal is a promotional show for authors. And so what I do on that show is I interview readers who have read that book, and we discuss it, and we talk about how it's influenced their lives and how they think it will benefit other people. And this is a great promotional material for the author to put their book out there. So if any of these interest you, please get in touch with me.
No, this is, you know what, this is great. Do we have one last comment to report from outside the one from Daniela? Is there anyone else that?
Absolutely. Anilda is saying we may have many successes in life, and sometimes we are so hard on ourselves to see them. Austin is acknowledging again, Dela is the next Oprah.
Thank you, Austin.
And Lisa,
if Austin says it,
it's got to be true. We love Austin. Go ahead. Who else? Okay, if you got some comments, just go for it.
Yes, and Lisa's saying God is constantly gifting us. To open our hearts is key. We are all connected to be of service, to embody happiness, to embrace the prosperity that we deserve. Well said, Lisa. Thank you. And Daniela says, without gratitude, power of forgiveness, and without service, you will not have fulfillment. Core teaching at Spiritual Fitness Academy. It's strange, not strange. It's divine alignment. I would say you were talking about planning and goal setting. I talk a lot about goal setting. I actually just posted a video yesterday about if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
Yes.
So goal setting is the key. Thank you so much for all the wisdom that you shed today, and really looking forward to getting on all your shows. I would really appreciate if you could later on put them in the comments, the shows and the summits that you will be talking about, and the programs that you're doing for for people to to do the collaboration with you.
Awesome.
And thank you. And before we go, I almost forgot. I would like for us to do our signature. We got to do it at some point. So Dela, everybody, somebody takes a screenshot of this. I want us to take a screenshot. But if you don't mind, have Danielle or somebody do it because I want you in the picture, Umara. Ready? Let's all do something. Ready? Dela?
Daniela can do it.
There you go. I like that, Dela. There you go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep it there. Keep it there. Somebody needs to do this. And we're good. I'm sure somebody got it.
I hope someone got it.
And let me see. I will do it. Okay, so let me see. Let me see. It says, so Daniela, did you get that? Or anyone, give me a thumbs up because we're not going to get off the air until we do.
Evie said, I'll do it. And then
Let's see.
Daniela said, I will do it. And yeah,
I got it. Boom.
Got it. Yes.
Yay!
All right. Dela, thank you so much for coming on. We really love and appreciate everything you're doing. You
Yes,
really are an influencer. You own that. And so we'll talk. We'll talk on the backside of this, as I'm looking forward to being in warmer weather next week.
Yes, good for you. Have fun. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show, Emilio. Thank you so much for being so amazing at this, Umara, for your beautiful beauty inside and out. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Great. Thanks, Daniela, for your work behind the scenes. Bye, everybody.
God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dela.
Bye,
All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Oh my God. What do you think about that interview?
That interview was powerful, authentic, very genuine, heart-centered, and honest.
Boom, you just wrapped it up. I think we're done here.
Very honest. I'm sure it touched a lot of people, and I'm really hoping a lot of other people who are not live right now will see it in replay because it will definitely trigger something of inspiration in them.
Yeah. Amen. You know what? So I'm very grateful for the opportunities that we had here. I was hoping to try to get Austin Haynes on here, but to just kind of to recap, I don't know if he's watching it. If he wanted to come on, I send him the link. We'll have to have him on tomorrow because we just came off of this. In fact, what am I saying? I'm preaching to the choir. You were there. You were there dancing. You were like unbelievable. It was amazing. It was
Absolutely.
Austin is here. You know, I just wanted, I'm freezing my butt off, but we have about 7 minutes. If Austin would like to come on, let me send him another link. And just if he wants to come on for a few minutes, if he can, I know he's busy. So I'm going to send him a link. I should find my gloves.
You were saying it. You didn't want me to send you a reminder after the show.
It's in my Jeep somewhere.
No, get a hold of your gloves.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just dreaming of Costa Rica next week.
Prepare your body for it. No, getting used to not wearing gloves.
The club, that's what I'm doing. So look at that. You see, it's a bit cloudy, and like they say, you know, the sun is always behind the clouds.
The silver lining.
The silver lining. So, it doesn't seem like Austin probably is going to come on, but so,
I want to share what I got from Austin's event yesterday. I definitely got more clarity on my purpose. That was for sure. And I thought I got it all together, you know.
We all at some point do.
Yeah. And I discovered my strengths and how to actually leverage them.
Is that right?
Everyone should know.
Okay, so I think we may have a celebrity coming through. Mr. Flashpoint himself.
I'm just getting my headphones on. Give me a minute. Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, the better question is, how are you after putting on? It took months to put this together. You coordinated. You brought James McNeil on. I don't know how you managed to get James McNeil away from his vacation after he came on. So, I mean, and you brought all of us together in a live studio. How did you do it, brother?
Oh, man. I'm free. I'm present, and I'm moving forward.
Yes,
and
yes. Thank you.
It's you know, it sounds simplistic, but we talked about it all weekend. Purpose will pull you to heights you can't even imagine. It will pull you outside of yourself. It will pull you past yourself. And if you're not connected to your purpose, you're going to get stuck in your thoughts. You're not good enough. Oh, who am I to do this? Imposter syndrome, all this stuff. Do it. Like what did Brandon say when we were up on there? Brandon, we had this big panel. My longtime colleague and friend Brandon. We said, Brandon, what do you say? He says, go. Just go. Just get up and go. Just do it. And it is, and it's just, how do you get to that go point? Purpose, Emilio. Thank you for that question. How are you feeling?
Yeah, brother. Hey, I'm like Umara right now. We got more clarity. We needed. It was a little bit of that oomph. It was just a little bit of that gasoline, so we can keep going on and not look at that rear view mirror. I'm not good enough. I'm an imposter. It was just that. It was so much needed in a time like this, where everyone is overwhelmed with fear and anxiety, and rightfully so to a certain degree.
Yes.
But when we let
to a certain degree, I love that. Very good, brother.
Yeah. So thank you, brother. I mean, you have really continued to pour into us and honor us. And I know people yesterday, like, they were waiting for when's this next one? Because now you got everybody fired up. James McNeil's going to be here, I think.
Can I?
Yeah, brother. Oh, you got a delay? You're up, Austin.
Connection.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. We can hear you. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Connection. Okay. Yeah, it garbled up on me, but I'm back. I heard you talking. I didn't get all of it, but I got all.
Go for it, brother. So the next one, what's happening? Like, you spoke about a continuation, which was so critical. You've had people from all over the world. A lot of us, we walk away from this and then we go, wow, that was great. And then 2 or 3 days later, you mentioned about the law of diminishing returns. Explain that.
Law of diminishing intent.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And before I do that, I want to take an opportunity to honor Amara and everyone that showed up to the studio. You showed up because Emilio said, we need to be cautious to a degree. And I think it was Daniela, I so craved, was starving for the emotional and physical connection of human beings. I want to really hit this. So, it's easy to just disperse and make a decision out of fear, but you showed up. You said, okay, what do I need right now? And you made your decision. You didn't just take what society was telling you. You took all the information, you made a decision, and you showed up. And that goes for people on Zoom too. Amara, your energy was amazing. I know you were, I could feel you. I could feel you there. And I can tell who's plugged in, and I can feel it. I can feel it. But I will say that whoever was on that Zoom, they added something to it. And it was their journey. We're all on our journey. They may pop in, they may pop out. I just wanted to take an opportunity to honor you. So if you give yourself a pat, really, you got to honor yourself. You got to honor yourself.
When you said, what are you going to do to turn around your story? I was like, we all are dreaming and we're wishing for things, but what are we doing? So I had to be there. I just had to.
And good for you. And so, Amelia, you asked me, so the one thing that I've been in this space for a while, I've invested a lot of money. And the one thing I notice is people invest, they go to the event, they get excited, and there's nothing after. There's a sales pitch at the end, and then that's it. So what we want to do, we have 2 Zoom calls set up this week. We have a form. Yes, there's an opportunity to work with us, but we want to know where you're going. Because when you say, this is what I want to do, whether we're in the picture or not, we still want to help you. Yes. And I think that's a difference, that we're doing these Zoom calls, and we're going to create a model where we're going to do 2 things. We're going to master the combination between Zoom and live studio audience. Yes. And then number 2, we're going to master the follow-up space, because that's what's lacking right here. Wow. People come out, get excited, there's a sale, and then boom, law of diminishing intent, right? We got certification rich people that are not making money. And I'm wanting to fix that. So we have to help people with their psychology first. 80% of it's psychology. And then the people that want to be in this space, healers, coaches, holistic practitioners. I help people correct the energy on the right side of their brain. I help people release the negative energy inside of their gut. I don't care what it is. I help people get their big toe healed so they can walk clearer, right? Who cares what the niche is, but there's a path to get you to make money. So we have a dual system here. This is going to be global. And so I want to, just get to the next one's in March, Flashpoint 2021.
Yes.
And we are going to start now to make
Yes.
this thing just incredible. And because of you showing up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Austin, we're always humbled by your by your humbleness and your desire to pour into everyone, and even after you pour into people, you're like, hey, it's cool if you want to be part of my tribe, but I'm not going to beg you to be in it. Connect
absolutely.
with someone. We love that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Because people are coming here to grow.
Yeah.
So if I say, oh, your only growth path is with me. So if you don't do it with me, what is your growth path? We're giving you an option.
Right.
This is an option for your growth path. Right. And then we're going to be doing, Amelia, we're going to be talking, you and I, you helped me. Emilio helped me. He said, brother, you got to do a co-authorship. People need to write their turnaround story. So I got a partnership there working on. And so, we're going to play off each other because we cross-pollinate, we help each other, we grow together. This is how we do it. We do it in teams. And that's what a lot of people lack too. And we talked about that over the weekend too, where we have really a solid team of people that we can play together and change the world, man. We're doing it. So don't say we are going to, we are doing it. We are changing the world, period. And
iron strengthens iron, right, brother? Iron strengthens iron. And
iron sharpens iron. Yep.
There you go. Sharpens it, strengthens
Absolutely,
it.
man. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I want to acknowledge your comment here. So Danielle is saying Austin J. Haynes for President 2025.
That's not the first time somebody said that.
I concur. So there you go.
Oh boy, that man.
She's saying Austin's event was amazing with people from all over the world joining us. Epic tour. Thank you, Austin J. Haynes. I'm still vibrating high from this past weekend.
Yeah.
Flashpoint shades. You're not alone.
Yeah, where are your shades at? Where are the shades? Here they are. Yeah, let me get my shades on.
See, this would have been cool. I wish I would have thought about it, but that would be great.
No, that's okay. But you know what? I just want to honor Emilio. Can I just take a moment just to honor?
Yeah.
I want to honor you and Daniela for showing up, right? And I love the fact that a lot of people get in their mess and they don't show up because of their mess or their mistakes or they don't feel it. You showed up. Amara showed up. Mandy came in. Mandy from Canada connected with me. Matt from Australia came in. Just an energy connection, right? You heard Matt come on. James on vacation, right? James came on vacation to spend a good half hour. People were just like, whoa, when he talked about verbal Aikido. We're going to be doing verbal Aikido.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not going to get everybody's name, but Tana, Tana lost a family member during the event.
Wow.
And came back on the event and still poured her heart out. And she came on at the end and I could just feel this, like, there's just some kind of release. There was just this release. So it's just like freedom, like get free. So I want to honor every single person that was on it. Forgive me if I'm not saying your name, but
Sure.
Tony, I think we wrote down like 30 people that had a hand in this, live and on the Zoom call. So every single person, my heart goes out. I love you. And I'm honored and blessed to have you in my space.
Austin, thank you for that. And Danielle and I received it because I know I speak for her. We said we received that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I don't want to forget as we're over the limit here, but I want us to take that screenshot. Danielle saying, take that screenshot. So put your 2020 glasses on.
Yeah, your 2021. I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Danielle's going to take the picture. So let's go ahead. We're going to use this. Go for it. And cut. I like that one, Austin. So, Danielle, did you get that? Because we're not going to get off until we do. That's going to be our new thing.
Danielle is saying we have to honor Karen.
Karen. Oh, my goodness.
Karen.
Thank you. Well, I have to honor Karen. Karen came to this event after incredible adversity. I won't get into all the details, but we all know her story. She showed up on day one. She said, I'm not sure if I can show up on day two. I don't know if my body's going to take it. She showed up on day two. Not only did she show up, she took over the Zoom platform. So we had somebody managing that.
Yes.
And then she poured out incredible stuff, not only during the event, but on the side. She was having conversations with women. helping them, pulling them forward, helping them to see themselves more as beauty. And that's what she does. She helps women of a certain age reclaim the goddess within.
Yes.
I mean, so her presence was felt. And I forgive me if I know there's everyone, Moses, Brandon, all of you. I know we could go on forever. I know you got to end the show, but
yeah, no
I just want
worries.
to make sure we honor everyone.
Yeah, so I know Lisa Jersey. Lisa Jersey was
on the
there.
music.
Lucy, all of them.
Daniela says we have to do a screenshot again.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say that. So we got to do it again. That means it's the second time is the best. Here.
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
And cut.
You sure?
I love that one, Austin. I love that
Couldn't
one.
stop laughing, Austin.
Did we get it? Did we get it?
Okay,
Let's make sure we got it.
Okay, so let's make sure. We're probably gonna be here in an hour.
Amelia, I know you're getting cold out there, man. You got some icicles on your nose.
It's an hour. It's 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
Daniela's saying your gloves are in your Jeep.
I know. I'm just a hard-headed Marine.
Did we get the shot? We're good.
Yeah, did we get the shot?
Right.
Got it. Awesome.
All right, awesome.
Listen,
love
brother,
you.
Austin, I love you. What do you want to leave with people here? We're gonna let Austin take the last word, and we're gonna sign out.
Oh man. I would just say that this in the middle of mess, pain, heartbreak, brokenness, plateau is where your turnaround story starts. And one small action is where it starts. We can be overwhelmed by the road ahead, and we can be blind to the next step we take. It's right now. It's one step, and that's where it starts. And then get around the right group of people that can help you clear the path, to help you let go what needs to get let go of, so you can continue to progress. And that's what we want for everyone. That's what I would leave them with, Amelia.
Thank you, Austin. Everybody, God bless you.
God bless.
Thank you, Myra.
Thank you. Bye.